Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to walk you through another aspect of the critical thinking component of our course. We're going to be talking about assumptions. Assumptions are something that we're probably familiar with in that, we encounter them in our daily lives and we talk about them in our daily lives. When it comes to critical thinking, we're going to be looking specifically at types of assumptions that people make and then how those types of assumptions lead to a breakdown in agreement on issues. So just a reminder, assumptions are something that's taken for granted. It's assumed that you're on the same page with another person rather than explicitly stated. It's something that is not necessarily explained or reviewed. Uh, Again, it's something that you assume that the person you're talking to or writing or who's reading your essay understands to be true. And so there's two ways that assumptions can lead to conflict. The first is through values, and the second is through facts. So when you're making an argument, when we think about back to deductive and inductive reasoning, inductive reasoning is based off of facts and information, and deductive reasoning is based off of principles of values and based off of establishing a logical argument. For inductive reasoning, a conflict that you might encounter would be a descriptive assumption. So a descriptive assumption is an assumption about what the facts are. Okay. Basically, it's an assumption that the facts will back up what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily going to go over those facts. Or it leads to a conflict where people do not assume that the same facts are relevant or the same facts are important or exist. So for example, when we talk about the feminist lens, that can be both a values problem, assumption, but it also could be a descriptive assumption. So this idea that women are not treated equally in society can be based off of an assumption that the facts prove that. For example, women make less money than men. They earn like 77 cents. I think it's up to like 84 cents if you're a white woman to every man's dollar. There's fewer female CEOs, right, et cetera, et cetera. All of this is based off of facts, right? And so that argument is assuming that the facts will back up the claim that women are not treated the same as men in society. People can disagree about the facts, right? The assumption, though, is ultimately that claim rests on the assumption that the facts are there, okay? The other way that an assumption can break down or an argument can break down because it's based off an assumption is through values, right? If we go back to that women are not treated the same in society, there's an assumption there that women should be treated the same. That's a values conflict, okay? Maybe someone you're talking to would disagree with that as a value. No, actually, I think men are in charge of the family, and that's the way it's been traditionally, and I value that tradition over the fact that women should be treated equally. So that's a breakdown of values. Does that make sense? And so when people are making arguments, there's arguments that are based off assumptions, right? All arguments have assumptions, so assumptions are not necessarily problematic. It's just that it's a weakness in an argument because people can disagree with the facts, or they could, or values can come into conflict. Okay, so I just wanted to walk you through the different items here, and then you'll have an assignment that asks you to identify a conflict within the novel and then identify what values are in conflict with one another. So if you have questions about this, let me know. Follow up with me via email or office hours, or reach out. All right. Have a good one.